Okay, as promised, hopefully this backdrop stays up, we have a bunch of kitchen related items to go through. So let's get into it. Okay, first up is this complete kitchen setting. Got a whole bunch of cupboards and stuff like that. I think there's an oven in here. It better be. Okay, so first out is the stove and oven. And there I was wondering why it seemed to be opening for the wrong side. This top bit doesn't open. A bit disappointing, but it's got the burners on there. Next is a cupboard with a drawer. I'll try and get this out of the way so they're sort of all there. Next, okay, I have to assemble this, is a sink. It's there with, once again, just a couple of drawers. The top bit here is an opening. So I'll get these taps hopefully installed. Okay, so it was a nice easy process, just pressed into the holes. That was done. And then we have a corner.
For a place to do the review. It is
Both the doors open. There's just not a lot of space in there, but it's not really important as long as you're getting the corner part. It's the other way. This isn't exactly flat, this base, so you can assemble this however you want. So I'll put the price down here. I don't think this was mega cheap, but considering what you're getting, and it is wood, it's got a pretty nice finish. Like, yeah, you can't complain with that sort of stuff. So just pop some of it there so it's in view as we get on to the next item, which we should switch these around. So we've got the stove top there, is these pans. Now, I mentioned before in an earlier one with the cracked eggs that I wanted something like that for some pans, and this is the pans. Oh, but unfortunately they're plastic. They look all right. A bit big for the stove top, but yeah, we've all got that one pan that's massive from the stove top and blocks out another element. So there's 3 of them. I put the price down here. Pretty sure they were fairly inexpensive, and they should be considering they're only plastic. But they look alright. As I said, one of them on a stovetop is going to be alright. Alright, next is this. I did pull this out in one of the earlier reviews and then went, nah, not in the mood for building. Because this is a coffee machine. Oh. Find a knife. So I'll get to and build this. There is, by the looks of it, a instruction sheet, which is always useful. So I'll get this built and we'll see how it looks. Okay, that didn't take as long as what I thought it was going to, looking at the instructions. Just really pay attention to where everything goes and how it lays out. And if it doesn't want to fit in, don't try and force it, just try another way. Like this bottom bit, I tried to get it to go the other way with the silver on the wrong side. It wouldn't fit, so I turned it around and it worked. This top bit with the 2 circles is probably the other confusing bit. This bit on here, the flat one has a spike that goes through both bits, and these handles at the side Take a bit to press in, but they do go in. So I thought that was going to be an absolute torture if it was going to go together, but it actually went together pretty nicely. So I'm pretty happy with that, and thankfully an order I did today, I got some coffee cups that'll hopefully match with this, with like the different patterns on top of the milk and stuff like that. So that should go nicely with that one, and that can sit on the bench there, and it actually fits quite well. Okay, next, another small one. Ended up with two of these somehow. I don't know whether I ordered two or whether one of them was a gift or that. Okay, I've seen this on a bunch of other reviews. Basically, it's a hanging hook with a bunch of utensils to hang off it. I'm pretty sure most homes, oh, I couldn't say most homes, but a lot of homes have these. I know I've got one, and my place is a fairly older joint. So then you just have to find, there's no screws or anything with it, but you can get the tiny little screws from a hardware store or that, or just double-sided tape it or glue it to something. And that actually is pretty convincing. A little bit of paint on probably some of the handles to make them black, and this would look absolutely spot on. So I said I'll put the price down here if I've got it. I think these were pretty cheap. I think these are only a few dollars. Don't know if I'll get them in shot, but that's it on the bench there. Okay, next, what have we got here? Oh, I'll get this one out of the way because I know this one's going to be not exactly right. There's a bunch of bottles of wine, and just from the height of them, they're the wrong scale. This would probably be maybe more sort of like Barbie scale, something like that, because yeah, they just seem a little bit too big. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they'll work out right. Oop, there it goes. And we'll see once I've got it, some B-roll footage, which you'll probably be watching now, of police girl holding it. But they just look a little bit too tall. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they're just a big bottle, because there are like 1 litre bottles of wine. But there was a bunch of them. I think they're not all the same label. So they all seem to be different labels. And once again, I'll drop the price down. Next, more bottles. Coke bottles. They seem to be all the same. Now, from what I look at that as, that's meant to be like a buddy bottle. We'll see how it looks in the 112 figures hand. But going by, I'll have to get Mr. Coffee Maker out of the way here. Going by how it measures up with the wine bottle, it probably looks about right compared to that. As to whether it's 1/12 scale or something bigger, I'm not absolutely sure. But that was, I think, 6 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, six bottles for whatever price is here, and they don't look too out of place. So, all right, next. This is a bunch of other alcohol bottles. Big bag. So there's a whole bunch of different bottles in here. I'll try and get a few of the different ones. Oh, what the heck is that? It looks like a honey bottle. Some sort of Asian thing. I don't like that bottle. Okay. That one looks more convincing. So, as it's just a general bunch of alcohol bottles. What's this one? It looks a little bit better. There is a lot in here. A lot of different. I actually thought they were beer bottles when I first seen it. But now looking at their sort of more liqueur bottles or that. That one's almost as tall as the wine bottle. It's more like a wine bottle size. So I'll drop the price down here for what This whole bag of wine bottles, I think there's about 50 in there. I'm pretty sure they were fairly cheap, so I'm not too fussed about that. Alright, next is this sort of a condiments pack. I'm going to see some milk, looks like a tomato sauce bottle in there. So I'll get these out and see what we have here. Okay, I wonder when I looked at one side why it looked sort of strange. So we've got a milk carton, yogurt, and I'll get this stickered up and we'll have a look at it after that. Alright, so first label's on and it come out. The folks are pretty good. The one thing I learned very quickly is there's one edge at the end has got like an extra flap and the other one's got this straight edge. You need the extra flap to go under this one. So sort of the flat bit that goes up this side, put that bit on first, fold that edge around, then you can go around the pack. It actually turned out pretty well. And looking at the labels closer, there is the yogurt here. There's the front of the sauce bottle. Tomato sauce is tomato. And these are all the ones for the ice cream. So you've got strawberry, strawberry, strawberry. And then I guess the vanilla, vanilla, vanilla. So I'll get the rest of these on and we'll have a look at it. Okay, so there was an extra label for the ice cream. I'm not sure how that's meant to go on. Probably meant to go on the back and sort of like seal it. It's like the one that goes over to the tip of the lid sort of thing. It just seemed too big and it didn't really fit on there. So I left them off because they look fine as they are. They can go well in the fridge. And the sauce bottle, the back label's the worst one there. And then the yogurt actually looks pretty good. It's pretty spot on for how yogurt is. And I'll get rid of some of these other drink bottles. So overall, pretty happy with them. I said the price will be down here if I didn't point it out before. What else we got? All right, here's the last thing for this one. It's a bunch of food items. A bag of flour. Jeez, all sorts of things in here. Okay, it's like a scale. One of the old school ones. Look at that. I remember one of these being in the kitchen as a kid. This is another bag of flour. So we've got the big bag of flour and then the little one of flour. And then there's some sort of a plate or that to go with it. So I almost bought one of these before, but I thought it was like with a whole bunch of other stuff. And then once I examined the ad, I realised it was just one rolling pin and there's one in this. So it's probably a bit oversized, but hey, rolling pin, like a cutting board. There's got a heap of stuff in here. I'll be interested to see how much this ended up costing at the end of this video. So we've got some eggs. They'll go well with the other ones. Okay, some cracked eggs in a bowl. That's the right size. I wish I could fit this all on here. There's a whole string of like party lights. They don't light up or anything, but they're just in the bag. I was like going, what the heck are these things? What's these little blue, well, yeah, different coloured things? So party lights came with that. And also we got, okay, another cracked egg. That's all good. A little dish of some sort. I'll play with that later. Got a bunch of eggs in it. Don't know if it's a scrubbing brush. I'm guessing it's a scrubbing brush. They can go in the sink. Okay, another bottle. I'm guessing this is meant to be like olive oil or vegetable oil. A whisk, even though it's a little bit big for the size. No brand that says soap. So once again, that'll be for the sink. Some toothpaste. So this has got everything in it. Orange slices or lemon slices in an actual jar that opens up with a cork. Okay, that's pretty impressive. Another, okay, this must be lime. Once again, a jar for cork so you can get them out if you want. Okay, I'm pretty impressed with this one so far. What have we got here? Some wooden utensils and some sort of jar or mixing bowl or something. So I'm not going to take them out for the minute. They can just wait in there. Well, this has got everything. This has got a bunch of things I've seen separately for, you know, dollars. And they all come in this one set. So I'll be very interested to see what I paid for this, because I don't think it was terribly expensive. Because I've seen this one before in other reviews. And the bowl just sits under there. And it's got a sort of ladle as well. Oh, a glass of milk. Until straight away, as soon as that came in focus, I could see that's okay. It's got to be milk in there. More eggs. And a glass of beer. I'm taking it with the froth on it and the amber colour. One out of the way. Oh, doesn't want to stand up. The wine's drunk. Is that all? Yeah, that's all the alcohol I put in. So that's not bad. Oh, hang on here. Yeah, I found another thing. A little coffee cup to go with the coffee maker. And I think that is it. So that was a pretty good, good haul. That mixed food items thing. And so I'll be very interested to see how much that costs, because I'm pretty sure it was not very expensive. I'm just checking through these other bags, making sure there's nothing here. No, it's just more of the wine bottles I've already opened. So that'll do it for this review. Thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe. Thank you for those who have subscribed already. I do appreciate it. I'm just doing this channel as you've seen earlier. If you watched the other videos, you know there's one figure coming that I'm sort of doing all this stuff for. And if it wasn't for that figure coming out, I wouldn't have bothered with any of this stuff. I wouldn't be interested in miniature stuff at all. But because of that figure, I am keen on giving her something to do when she arrives, which I thought was going to be in this month, but apparently it's the end of next month. So it's going to be about 2 months away, probably about this time in July that I should receive it. So like and subscribe if you haven't already. I think I've already said that. Sorry, as I said, the wine is kicking in. And I'll catch you in the next video, where I'll definitely be opening another figure from TEMU, or something to go with figures from TEMU. So I'll see you in that video next time.